Libra, my radiant soul in balance, did you know your era of abundance may begin within the next 3 days? If you're watching this, I want you to know, it's not random. It's not accidental. You've been guided here by something much greater than a passing thought or an internet scroll. You've been summoned here by divine timing, by cosmic resonance, by your soul's deep knowing. This is Zodiac Whisper Tarot, and today's reading is not just another horoscope update. It's a transmission. It's a sacred message specifically for Libra, meant to awaken a chapter that begins from November 20th to 22nd, where 3 unexpected blessings are lining up in your energetic field ready to shift your financial flow, awaken your heart, and unlock a deeper, more magnetic version of yourself. So pause for just a moment. Breathe with me. Let go of what you think you're supposed to hear today. Let go of how you think it's supposed to arrive. Because the truth is, the universe rarely delivers miracles in the packaging we expect. But when it does, it's undeniable. And for you, Libra, these next few days are anything but ordinary. They are an energetic portal designed to activate good news in 3 sacred forms: a surprise financial opportunity or return, a soul-level connection that soothes and inspires you, a radiant shift in self-worth that changes the way life responds to you. Now, if something in your body is already stirring chills, warmth, that quiet sense of, "This is for me," that's your intuition confirming that this message is yours. And I want you to hold on to that. Because we'll be diving into astrology, tarot, numerology, and even spiritual alignment, weaving together what the heavens are whispering for you, dear Libra. You're not here by accident, you're here because your energy was meant to receive this, and what's coming next could truly reframe your path forward. Let me ask you this: have you been secretly praying for a sign? For confirmation that you're not behind? That your efforts are not invisible? That a breakthrough, financial, emotional, spiritual, is still possible for you? Because this message may be that answer. And it's unfolding moment by moment, layer by layer, in this video. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you to do something simple but powerful. Comment below and type a number you feel connected to right now. It could be 111 for alignment, 222 for balance, 888 for abundance, or even 0 for sacred new beginnings. Whatever shows up in your spirit, that's the number your angels are using to speak with you. Claim it. Declare it. And please, allow me to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your presence here. Every like, every comment you leave, every share or subscription you gift this channel, it tells the universe, I am ready to be part of a soul-led community. I am open to receiving. And your support truly fuels this channel and allows messages like this to reach more hearts, just like yours. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this moment. Thank you for being part of Zodiac Whisper Tarot. And Libra, believe me, you're going to want to stay with me until the very end of this reading. Because what the universe is revealing, it's beyond prediction. It's a divine invitation to rise into the version of yourself that abundance has been waiting to meet. So take a breath. Get grounded. Open your spirit. Let's begin this sacred revelation, together. Something subtle begins to stir when the planetary rhythm shifts in your favor, Libra. As Venus, your ruling planet, transits Sagittarius on November 20th, the energy around you becomes more open, adventurous, and expansive, especially in matters related to money, opportunities from afar, education, and long-distance ventures. It's not just a change in the skies, it's a gentle invitation to review what you've poured out generously in the past. Your effort, your time, your love, your resources. This moment is about circulation, about what you've given finally beginning to return. The alignment of Venus with Jupiter, the planet of abundance, creates what we astrologers call a prosperity gate, a period where cosmic energy opens a door you may not have known was even there. But this door doesn't need to slam open dramatically for its effects to be real. You might notice it through something small, an unexpected refund, a message about a project you almost gave up on, or an offer tied to something you once invested in with hope, even if it was months or years ago. In the symbolic language of the tarot, this moment mirrors the energy of the Six of Pentacles paired with the Wheel of Fortune, a reminder that the good you've put into the world does not disappear. Even if no one saw your efforts, the universe did. This is the part where energy responds to intention. When you sow seeds from a place of selflessness, those seeds do not vanish. They settle into the soil of time and patience, and they bloom when conditions are right. That moment, dear Libra, might be now. So many of us live in the in-between, between what we long for and what we believe we deserve. And often, when blessings finally arrive, we've grown so used to lack that we hardly know how to receive them. That's why this day calls for conscious awareness. This is not just a financial shift. It's an energetic one. Receiving is an act of participation, not passivity. Sometimes we have to gently remind ourselves that it is safe to receive, that it is worthy to accept, that saying yes to abundance is not greed, it's alignment. Now is the perfect time to slow down, even briefly, and bring clarity to your finances. Not from fear or control, but from confidence. Write down your current financial intentions as if they are already in motion. Review old emails or forgotten files, not out of anxiety, but because abundance often hides in overlooked corners. Think about an area where you once gave your heart or your help and ask yourself, am I open to it coming back around? Even in our busy, hyper-connected world, small choices become sacred when they're done with awareness. A message sent. A document reopened. A quiet walk where a new idea arrives. These are not coincidences, theory nudges. A well-timed email may be the physical expression of what's been building spiritually all along. And in this stillness, when you pause to ground yourself in hope again, remember, everything you've been through hasn't been for nothing. Not one sleepless night, not one sacrifice, not one step in faith. There are stories everywhere of people receiving what they never expected, just when they were about to give up. Sometimes miracles don't look like lightning. Sometimes they look like a reopened door. Like a quiet yes. Like a soft green light after a long red. If you're wondering whether now is the time to move forward with that small investment, that idea you shelved, that course you were drawn taught, trust your inner rhythm. Take one gentle step toward it. You don't need to rush. You only need to align. Abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you prepare your energy to hold. And maybe, just maybe, today is the day when what you gave away in faith finds its way back home to you. There are days when something softer, quieter begins to rise to the surface, a feeling that doesn't ask to be explained but only to be felt. November 21st carries this kind of energy for you, Libra. With the moon swimming gently through Pisces, your emotional waters run deeper than usual, and your intuition, often tucked beneath your logic, begins to glow with clarity. This is not the time for noise or performance. It's a time for heart whispers, for silences that speak volumes, and for the kind of connection that doesn't need words to be real. The energy of this day brings an invitation that's less about doing and more about being. You might feel called to slow down, to reach inward, or perhaps to reach out. You may find yourself thinking of someone suddenly, someone from your past or even someone you've never met, but somehow seem to remember. That's no coincidence. This is the kind of cosmic alignment where soul threads begin to pull tighter. It's not unusual under this influence to receive a message from someone you haven't heard from in a long time, or to meet someone new who immediately feels strangely familiar, like they've always belonged in your story. The tarot pairing of the Two of Cups and the High Priestess suggests a soulful mirror may soon appear. And when it does, it won't shout. It won't demand. It will simply feel right. You'll recognize it not because your mind understands it, but because your heart does. The Two of Cups is not just about romance, it's about reflection. It's about seeing yourself through another's eyes and realizing how much tenderness still lives inside you. The High Priestess, meanwhile, is the guardian of intuition and sacred silence. Her presence reminds you to trust the things you feel but can't quite explain. Many of us have learned to armor ourselves in independence. Libra, especially you, know how to hold it all together with grace, even when you feel unraveling beneath the surface. You give, you balance, you listen. But today, you're being called to let someone see you, not just the parts you curate, but the softness beneath. Sometimes, allowing someone to hold space for you is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful act of strength. It's saying, I am worthy of being witnessed. If you've been feeling a quiet Akia longing for real connection or simply the presence of someone who gets you without explanation, this might be the moment when that prayer begins to find its way back in unexpected form. It may not be a grand declaration. It might be a soft check-in, a random call, or a chance meeting that leaves you thinking about them for hours. Don't overanalyze it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Listen. Lean in. There are stories I've heard, real ones, of people who crossed paths at the perfect moment, not because they planned it, but because they were energetically ready. A woman once told me she received a message from someone she hadn't spoken to in 10 years right after she had finally released resentment in her heart. Another man shared that he met his future business partner on a delayed train after meditating on trust that morning. These moments aren't made by logic. They're made by alignment. If someone's name has been dancing in your thoughts, reach out. If an invitation appears, however small, say yes. If your intuition nudges you in a direction, follow it with curiosity. These may seem like simple actions, but under this sky, they become sacred. Your openness is the bridge to connection. And even if what arrives today isn't the person, it may be the clarity, the vision, or the soft healing that prepares you for what's next. Let your heart speak today, Libra. It already knows the way. There's something unmistakable that happens when the sun enters Sagittarius. It's like the inner flame of truth, purpose, and unapologetic joy is finally given room to breathe. And for you, Libra, this day, November 22 NDIS, not just a shift in the skies. It's a mirror. A reminder. A chance to stand in front of your life and see yourself clearly, not as who you've been conditioned to be, but as the radiant, self-led, fully awake version of you that's been waiting patiently beneath the surface. This isn't about earning more to feel more worthy. It's not about outer achievements finally validating your inner value. It's the other way around. It's about realizing that once you know who you are, once you stop asking for permission to be seen or to want more, the world begins to reflect that knowing back to you. Because self-worth, in its truest form, is magnetic. It shifts your frequency, and everything that once resisted or ignored you begins to flow in your direction, not because it changed, but because you did. The astrology here is powerful. The sun in Sagittarius beams light on your truth, and the Queen of Swords energy shows up to help you articulate it with clarity and grace. No longer shrinking. No longer sugarcoating. You begin to move with the calm power of someone who understands their worth is not up for debate. And paired with the Empress and the Sun in Tarot, this alignment isn't asking you to hustle, it's asking you to allow. To embody. To walk as if your presence is a blessing. Because it is. Sometimes, we wait for external signs to begin living fully. We think we'll dress better when we have more money, we'll speak up more when we feel more confident, we'll take better care of our bodies when life finally slows down. But the truth is, nothing shifts until we decide we are worth showing up for today. Not someday. Not later. Now. That's the essence of this energy, the return of self-trust, self-honoring, and sacred momentum that comes not from force, but from alignment. You may notice today that a delayed opportunity returns, something you once paused on because you weren't quite ready. But now, you are. Or perhaps you'll feel a deep sense of calm and peace you can't quite explain because your energy has finally come home to itself. You may even feel the impulse to make a bold move, something that surprises even you. Don't second guess it. These nudges are how your higher self moves through you. It doesn't ask for perfection. It only asks for truth. If you want to anchor this energy, there's power in simple rituals. Stand before the mirror not to critique, but to witness. Put your hand on your heart and remind yourself, I am worthy of wealth. I am safe to receive. I am not here to prove, I am here to embody. And if limiting beliefs about abundance still linger, write them down. Read them aloud. And release them, tear them, burn them, bury them. It's not about superstition. It's about symbolically choosing a new internal narrative. And remember this, when you begin to treat your health, your space, your schedule like you're already abundant, you become a magnet for the world that matches that reality. Eat like your body deserves nourishment. Rest like your energy is sacred. Walk like the sunlight was made to shine on you, and it was. This is what it looks like to step into your personal era of prosperity. When people tell stories of miracle soft lives shifting in a moment, of doors opening where there were once only walls, there's almost always a shared turning point, the moment they stopped waiting and started choosing. Not out of desperation, but out of clarity. That moment might be today, Libra. It doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be real. And if it starts with one simple act, one small, yes, let that be enough. Let that be everything. When the patterns of the universe begin to repeat through numbers, synchronicities, or unexpected timing, gets rarely random. Between November 20th and 22nd, Libra, you are stepping into a unique vibrational space, one that numerology highlights as a sacred alignment through the number 2. This is the number of duality, of harmony, of mirrored energy. When seen in sequences like 222, it often symbolizes a meeting point between you and the manifestation of something you've quietly hoped for: balance, connection, partnership, or even the rebalancing of internal forces. In numerology, 222 is like a cosmic whisper saying, "Keep going. You're on the right path. Things are coming together." These days hold an energetic mirror. They reflect what you've been holding in your field, your thoughts, your prayers, your intentions, and ask you to tune your actions accordingly. Not in fear or perfectionism, but in alignment. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through gentle, daily embodiment of the life you're calling in. That means asking yourself in the simplest terms, if I already had what I was seeking, how would I show up today? And then here's the key: taking one small action in that direction. It could be wearing an outfit that makes you feel abundant, setting a boundary that honors your peace, or creating a morning routine that aligns with the version of you who no longer chases but attracts. The law of attraction is often misunderstood as wishful thinking, but in reality, it's about preparation. Energetically and practically. It's about creating a container ready to receive. It's planting the seed and then showing up every day to water it, not because you're forcing it to grow faster, but because you trust that beneath the surface, life is rearranging itself in your favor. Even if you don't see it yet. Many people have stories they share only after the blessing arrives, about the job offer that came just after they cleaned their space, or the love that appeared days after they decided to stop settling. But the shift didn't begin when the blessing showed up. It started when they quietly decided they were ready. When they made space for what they wanted before it was visible. That's what these days are asking of you, Libra. To live in such gentle, confident trust that your actions begin to reflect a future that's already on its way. And if you've ever whispered a quiet prayer like, "God, show me a way where there is none," this may be your sign that it's unfolding. Not through dramatic lightning bolts, but in subtle ways: a delayed payment suddenly processed, an email you forgot you sent finally getting a reply, someone you thought had moved on reaching out unexpectedly. These are not coincidences. They are answers showing up in the quiet, because the divine knows that sometimes, soft miracles leave the most lasting impact. Faith, after all, is not just waiting. It's continuing to walk when you don't yet see the full path. It's choosing to get up, to stay open, to take the next step, even if you're unsure of how it ends. And it's often in those precise moments when we act as if the promise is already ours that the shift begins. So today, write 222 in the comments, not as a superstition, but as an act of agreement. Let it be a signal to your own soul that you're welcoming harmony, assistance, and alignment. And let it remind you that you're not alone in this process. There is something greater unfolding, and you're right on time. If you've made it here, Libra, if you're still with me in this quiet, sacred space we've been weaving together, then let this be your confirmation. You don't need to wait for another sign. You are the sign. Your heart knew before your mind caught up. Something within you has already said yes, and now the path before you is responding to that internal shift in the most beautiful, gentle way. The gate has been opening slowly, softly since November 20th, and now, as you stand on the edge of this new beginning, all that's left is for you to choose to walk through. So often, we've been taught to chase what we long for, to hustle, to prove, to constantly earn the right to receive. But this phase of your life is not asking for that. It's not demanding more effort. It's inviting more alignment. The miracles that are coming don't respond to striving, they respond to resonance. And Libra, when your frequency rises into trust, into surrender, into sacred readiness, that's when things start to shift almost effortlessly. Not because you're doing more, but because you're finally allowing more. This is a message not of urgency, but of peace. You're not behind. You haven't missed anything. In fact, everything you've been moving through, every delay, every silence, every season of uncertainty, it's all been preparation. It's all been tending the soil for what now wants to grow. You don't have to outrun your past. You don't have to fix all the pieces at once. You only need to become still enough to recognize that what you prayed for is approaching, not as a lightning strike, but as a steady, luminous wave. When people speak of divine timing, they often picture a dramatic, perfect moment. But I've learned through years of watching lives transform that the most profound shifts often happen in quiet moments of agreement. When someone stops fighting their doubt and softly says, "I'm ready." When they no longer require the world to validate them, but instead, choose to validate themselves. When they stop asking, "How?" and start trusting, "Now." That moment may be this one. Not because anything on the outside has radically changed yet, but because something inside you has. And from that space your energy becomes the invitation. Your energy becomes the permission slip for miracles to find you, not by force, but by flow. And if you've ever whispered a prayer in the dark, a moment of silence where your only words were, "Please, just guide me," then let this be the answer to that prayer. Not in thunder, not in fireworks, but in this still knowing that you're already in motion. That you're already being supported in ways your logical mind can't yet calculate. If today, all you do is speak softly to your soul and say, "I receive my sacred wealth," that is enough. If all you do is shift one belief from fear to trust, that is enough. If all you do is rest, nourish your body, and remember that abundance comes to those who are prepared to hold it, not just those who chase it, and you've already said yes to your next chapter. So I invite you now, pause and breathe. Let go of the idea that more effort equals more worth. Let go of the need to be ahead. Allow your next miracle to arrive because your heart is finally still enough to hold it. And if this message touched something inside you, I gently encourage you to comment below. Say, "I receive my sacred wealth, not for me, but for you." Share this message with someone who may need a soft reminder that their breakthrough is closer than they think. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, not just for readings, but for resonance. For a space where your spirit gets to be seen, held, and heard. You are not alone. You are not late. You are not lost. You are here. And here is holy. Dear Libra, if you've listened all the way through, it's because something inside of you is already aligning with the truth we've uncovered today. Not a surface truth, but the kind that lives beneath the noise, the kind your soul has always known. You are not here to wait for rescue, nor to chase after a future you don't believe you deserve. You are here to remember. To reawaken. To reclaim the power that was never lost, only buried beneath layers of doubt, pressure, and old programming. You were never meant to play small. And you were certainly not born to merely survive in a world that asks you to dim your light just to make others comfortable. You were born to radiate, to lead with grace, to embody balance so deeply that others feel safe to rise when they're in your presence. Can you feel that awakening now? The subtle yet powerful shift in your inner rhythm? Every insight we explored, each cosmic alignment, each intuitive nudge, each sacred truth is more than just information. It's an invitation. And the real question now is, will you accept it? Will you allow yourself to believe that things can get better starting today, not because the world suddenly changes, but because you decide to change how you walk through it? If abundance knocked on your door tomorrow, would you be ready to open it not just with your hands, but with your heart? If a connection showed up that matched your frequency perfectly, would you let them in, or would you question if you're worthy of being seen that deeply? If your prayers were answered in an unexpected form, would you recognize it or walk past it because it didn't look the way you imagined? These are not rhetorical questions. These are doorways. You've just spent time tuning yourself to the frequency of your next era. Now it's time to act like it. That doesn't mean rushing, forcing, or fixing. It means aligning, grounding, taking gentle but deliberate steps in the direction of your vision. Whether it's rewriting a belief about money, reaching out to someone you've been thinking of, or waking up tomorrow with a new sense of worth, you are already beginning to build the life your higher self has been dreaming of. You are not late. You are not lacking. You are right on time. And what's more, you are the one planting the seeds of your own abundance. Every thought, every choice, every small act of faith is a seed in the fertile soil of this sacred moment. So the only real question left to ask is, what are you planting now, Libra? What kind of future are you writing with the energy you're carrying today? If this message spoke to you in any way, I'd love for you to drop into the comments and share your truth. Write, "I am ready," or "I receive my sacred wealth." Let it be a writ plea declaration not just to the universe, but to your own subconscious. Words carry energy, and your energy is already shifting in beautiful ways. And if you haven't yet, please like this video to anchor this vibration, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot to stay connected to the divine timing of your journey, and share this message with someone you feel is also on the edge of their own breakthrough. You never know what miracle your simple act of sharing might awaken in another soul. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting your own timing. And thank you for letting me walk beside you as you return to the truth, that you are the prayer your ancestors sent into the future, and now it's your time to bloom. Not with a bang, but with a whisper. A quiet, holy whisper that says, "I'm ready."